Morning show, we are here to inspire you.
Let's see if I do it this time.
Welcome to the show. Right in the morning with Nikkie. In this morning show, we are here to inspire you about building your own business and helping you stay on track of your goals. It's a daily cup of motivation. A supportive group of women who wants to see you succeed in your business, and we'll support you every step of the way. Right in the morning. Just put your mind to it. Coffee with Nikkie. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo. Wake up in the morning, 5 a.m. in the morning. I'm yawning, brainstorming when my mind is forming. Time to tune to this morning show early in the morning. Listen to Coffee with Nikkie. Oh yes, she's busy. If you need help, tune on the channel right with me. Strong, independent women, make it sound easy. Wake up everybody in the morning. Wake up everybody. It's coffee with Nikkie, and we have to get our drink on. So educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Educate your mind, right? Hey, we riding, yo.
Good morning. No, I'm just joking. I don't know what happened to my high pitch good morning. It left. So we are going to good morning. That is how we are going to do it so that I don't sound like I am going through puberty and my voice is cracking. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing this amazing morning? My name is Miss Nikkie, your host of Coffee with Nikkie, your daily cup of information and inspiration. I'm also known as the Dean of Bubble Babes University. And welcome to the show. So today, we are going to continue on talking about goals and plans. And we are going to be talking about this consistently for the entire month. Why? Because we're gearing up for our roadmap party. And so our roadmap party is a vision board with a map. So I think that's what I'm going to call it, right? Roadmap party, a vision board with a map. And so that is what we are planning on. That's what we're gearing up for. And so I want to make sure everybody's mindset is correct. I want to make sure everybody is in the right mind in order to create the goals. I want to make sure that they are really thinking about the deeper meaning as to why. Oh yeah, yesterday I had suggested the read Start With Your Why. Has anybody started listening to that book yet or purchased the book yet? Let me know in the chat, because someone's in the chat if you have purchased the Start With Why book, or if you started listening to it, or maybe you already owned it and you are listening to it anyway. I know that Miss Loy said yesterday that it is available on YouTube, and I put the link in there. It is actually available on YouTube, and I actually think that the person reading it, they're typing the words on the screen as the person is reading it, which means you can read the words and listen to it at the same time. So that way, depending on how you learn, it'll be, it'll be something that will stick to you. It'll be something that'll stick to you. So let me see who is in the building this morning. I got my notes. I am ready to go. The notes from yesterday are now in the Honor Society. So if you would like to take a look at those notes from yesterday, you are more than welcome to go on over to the Honor Society and check those out. And let's check and see who's in the building. Let me tell y'all something. I got to get back to my makeup days. I'm doing these no makeup days, and I'm only doing lashes and concealer, but I need to fill it in for my brows and stuff. So we're going to get back to it. We're going to get back to the good old days. No, I'm just joking. We're going to get back to it. Good morning, Miss Betty Rose. Miss Betty Rose is first, and she is in the building. She said, I hope you're feeling better, Miss Betty Rose. She said, good morning. I am feeling much better. Yep, there she goes. The pressure was through the roof, but I am much better. Okay, my baby girl is 17. Happy birthday to your baby girl. She is 17 today, and I thank God for waking me up to see it. I'm still pushing. That's right. Push on through, girl. Push on through. Good morning, Big Meech. Big Meech is in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Betty Rose said, good morning, Meechy. Good morning, Betty Rose. Good morning, Yolanda. Yolanda's in the building. She said, good morning, babes. Good morning. Laura's in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. Hey, Melissa. Melissa's in the building. She said, good morning, everyone. I'm blessed, especially today, because today is my birthday. One time for the birthday. Hey, one time for the birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Melissa. Hope you have an amazing day today. Good morning, Tammy. Tammy's in the building. She said, good morning. Good morning, D. D says, hey, all. Let me see. Let me see. Hey, Laura and Melissa, happy birthday. I started it, but okay. I started it, but finished the last book, finishing the last book. Sorry. I started it, but finishing the last book, Diary of a CEO. Got you. Got you. Happy birthday, Melissa. Happy birthday. Good morning, Martini. Martini's in the building. Good morning, Miss Deltra. Miss Deltra's in the building, and she also said, happy birthday, Melissa. So, you guys, we have been going through some things. We have been discussing some things. We have been learning some things. Yesterday, we learned about the limbic and the neocortex, and one is responsible for feelings, and the other one is responsible for rationality. And we discussed that yesterday, and why it's important for our goals to feel good, right? Sometimes they're trying to attain those goals are not, they, on the way there, it doesn't feel good. And so we have to figure out ways to allow it to feel good. We have to know that there is a deeper meaning and what is going to make it feel good to us. So we may have to do some tweaking and some adjusting in order to get to where we want to be. Excuse me, in order to get to where we want to be, but it can be done. And so today we are going to be talking about the difference between goals and plans. Goals and plans. How many of you guys enjoyed yesterday? How many of you guys were in the building yesterday? Let me tell y'all something. Good morning, Tracy. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yesterday, I know that you guys are at work. And so I know that it's difficult for you guys to either come on live with me or to, communicate in the chat and consistently do it, right? Because a lot of times most of you are listening and moving away or doing whatever you're doing, right? I get it. So tonight, yesterday, go back. Yesterday I did an exercise on what's the why. So we're going deeper into the goal, and we're going 5 layers deep as to why you want to achieve any specific goal. So yesterday we did an exercise on going 5 layers deep about your why. So Chantel came on with me live yesterday to discover her why, to just go deeper, because our goals are deeper than the surface level. Our goals go deeper than a lot of us may think. We may be setting a goal, but it's because we don't want to be somewhere. We don't want to turn out like something. We've experienced X, Y, and Z, and we don't want to do that anymore. Or, you know what I'm saying? You know what it's like to lack, but now you want to have. It depends on whatever the situation is, but our goals go deeper than what the surface level is. And so the peeling back the layers is going to help you discover that why, which is going to give you that motivation, because we already know that our why is our what. What is our why? Somebody put it in the chat. Somebody put it in the chat. Our why is our what? Our why is our what? Melissa said, thank you, everybody. Our why is our what? And also happy birthday to Betty Rose's daughter. Your why is your why is your. And in order for you to get to your destination, you need to have enough of it in the tank in order for you to reach it. So your why is your what? Good morning, cousin. Cousin is in the building. She is the best moderator on what? Earth. The best moderator on earth is in the building. Yes, thank you so much, Martini. Your why is your fuel. Your fuel is going to take you to your destination. And so you have to dig deep, and you have to make sure that you understand what your why is, because your why is going to keep you motivated and keep you moving to your destination. And sometimes, again, we were talking about it yesterday, on your way to your destination, if it's a long trip, you're going to have to fill up quite a few times in order for you to get there, right? And so you may have to fill up your why cup again, your gas tank again, right? You may have to go back and look at why you want to achieve this thing. Why is it so important to you? Why do you want to do this, right? What is the feeling that you're going to have? And so it's important for you to know that, and it's important for you to write those things down, because when you write those things down, whenever you are feeling discouraged, whenever you're feeling unmotivated, whenever you feel like you can't do it, whenever you feel like you got distracted, that why, that reason is going to keep you going. That why, that reason is going to be the reason why you move forward instead of retreating, right? That is going to be the reason. And so you need to know what that deeper meaning is for you. Because again, if it's just something like a monetary goal, you can get money from anywhere. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to have your own business. If you want to have certain goals like growing your business, you could be doing a whole lot of other things. Growing your business doesn't necessarily have to be the goal that you set. It can be a whole bunch of other things. And you may say, well, I just need to have some extra money, and you may just go out and DoorDash instead of running your business, right? And so you just will just go off track. So you need to know why you're doing this thing, because it's deeper for you to understand what it is, right? It's deeper for you to understand what it is, because if you don't know what it is, anything can throw you off your game. So you got to know why you're doing something, right? Anything can throw you off your game. Anything can distract you. You could be like, oh, yeah, that's what I need to do, and just run off on that direction. So we need to have some focus, and we need to understand our why. So tonight, if you are interested, I am hosting a free Zoom tonight. I'm hosting a free Zoom tonight, which means you do not have to be in the honor society to attend the Zoom. All you have to do is go to the community, which is Bubble Babes, Babez University, and it's right there. It's like the first two posts are about the Zoom. It's understanding your why. We're going to go through an exercise, and it is something that is in the book, and we're going to go a few layers deep into your why. And it's easier for you to have somebody else to ask you the questions why, because you will be easy on yourself. You won't go deeper with yourself, or sometimes you'll just overlook certain things. So by somebody else helping you to do it is going to help you to really get clear on why you are doing why you want to achieve this specific goal, right? So tonight we're going to go live, and I'm going to go a few layers deep with you guys, and we're just going to go through one goal, and it'll be probably like 5-10 minutes per person. And we'll go deep into your goal. And then what I want you to do is, I want you to get a notebook. I want you to be with, bring your notebook, and I want you to write the feelings that you're going to have. And I want you to write it while the emotion is high. I want you to write it while you're feeling it in that particular moment. I want you to write these things down. Why? Because you need to know what that energy feels like. You need to know what you think is going to feel like, and you need to write that down on a piece of paper. Because again, when you lose motivation, when you feel like you're not on the right path, when you forget what your why is and you go back to look at your notes, that is going to revitalize you. That's going to re-energize you. That is going to get you back on track for what your goal is and refuel you. So you need to be able to write those things. You need to be able to. You need to write those things down so that you can come back and look to it when those moments come, when you start feeling the hesitation, the distraction, discouragement. When you start feeling those things, you need to go back and reflect on what you wrote and why you wanted it, what it's going to make you feel like, what would it mean for you in your life, how would your life change. You need to know those things. So I want you to bring your notebook with you tonight, and we are going to do that exercise. So again, this is a free Zoom on not on it is a free Zoom tonight at 6 p.m. Free Zoom tonight at 6 p.m. So all you have to do is go to not the honor society, excuse me. All you have to do is go to the community, click register, and boom, you're in. That's it. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. Yesterday I was in a meeting. I had to watch the replay. I only caught the end of the live, but caught up. Okay, got you. Loved it. Thank you so much, Meech. Thank you. All right, so today we are going to be talking about goals and plans, because we know that if you have a goal and you have no plan, it is just a wish, right? So we want to make sure that we are creating the plan that is going to take us to the next level, because we can do anything as long as we have a plan. As long as it doesn't seem like it's so big and unattainable, if we're able to break it down into bite-sized chunks, we're able to achieve the things that we say that we want, right? Because it doesn't look so intimidating. The goal is not way up there, right? It doesn't look like, oh, I can't do it. And you're so intimidated by it. So sometimes, a lot of the times when we know that we got a lot to do, we have a lot on our plate, or we have a goal that we're trying to reach, we just sit and do nothing as opposed to trying to do something. How many of you guys can relate? You got a ton of work to do, and you'll just sit there talking about how much work you got to do, but you're not moving. There's no motivation to move. You're just sitting there stuck. And I'm not just saying you just sitting on the couch stuck. I'm just saying you're not doing anything that is helping you to get to knock off some of those things off your list. How many of you guys can relate? I'm gonna put in my hand because I know I do that. I know I have a lot of things to do, and I'll be like, oh, I think I need a nap. Oh, I think I need to do this. Oh, I think I need to do that. And none of it has anything to do with me moving forward and doing the task. It all has something to do with me being distracted and doing something different. And it has nothing to do with what my goal is. And actually, I'm doing nothing because sometimes I'm just mindlessly scrolling, right? And that's time sucking. That's taking up my time. How many of you guys do that in here? Because I know I'm not the only one. I know I am not the only one. Laura put her hands up. Tracy said, I've been there. How many of you guys understand? How many of you guys know what I'm talking about? Or is it just me? Am I the only person in this room who know that she got a ton of things to do and she start doing things that have nothing to do with it, or she does nothing? Or she does nothing. She just sits there. And so this is the reason why we are going to talk about today. We're going to be talking about prioritizing and time management, because I already know that based on our conversations that we have in the mornings, that we all struggle with time management and prioritizing. And so we need to prioritize our day. We need to prioritize our tasks. We need to prioritize our goals if we want to achieve them. So we're definitely going to be focusing on that today. We're going to be focusing on that today. And I know we speak about it a lot, but it is something that definitely needs to be addressed. It's something that we definitely need to start taking action on. It is something, in order for us to be successful, we have to make sure that we're doing all of the necessary things in order for us to get there. So I see that a lot of you guys are with me. A lot of you guys are with me. And it's like, I have so much to do, but I have nothing. I'm going to scroll. I'm gonna scroll, as if scrolling, and we scroll, and then what are we doing? What are we doing? What is the actual end game when we scrolling? Absolutely nothing. We get nothing from it. And when we look up, an hour done went past our day. We could have quickly and easily and effectively did what we had to do, knocked that thing off the list, got it out the way, and moved on to the next thing. And so we have to change our mindset. We have to make sure that we wrap our mind around getting that thing done and trying to get it done as soon as possible so it can be out of the way, so you can move on to the next task. So you can move on to the next task. Next task. Right. Good morning, Queenies. I'm blessed and highly favored. Good morning, Miss Lois. Yes, you are. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So today we're going to focus on our planning and our time. Well, we're going to focus on our time management and prioritizing our time. Right. Confucius said, when it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the steps. So this is why we are going to be breaking down our goals down into simplified steps that we can do in order for us to achieve them. This is why we're going to do it, right? Because we don't need, if the goal is to make $1 million, we don't need to change that because we don't see $1 million yet. We have to change it into what we can see now, so that we can see that it is coming or that it is possible. But we have to make sure that we make these smaller steps so that we can see it, because we can get intimidated by what we see, by the big $1 million goal. But if we break that thing down, we'll be able to break that thing down into something that we can actually do and achieve, and keep on doing better and better and better, and 10x it every single time, right? And if we do that, we'll be able to achieve it. And we don't have to change the goal because we don't see it immediately. We can go with what we can see. We can go with what we can do immediately, and that'll take us to where we need to be, right? And so getting back to that, don't forget that the roadmap party is January 7th. Do not forget to put that in your schedule. I will have an invite. I will be sending those things out January 7th at 6 p.m. 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 Good morning, AJ. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How are you doing this amazing morning? And welcome to Coffee with Nikki. Hey, I put a timer to lock me out of apps. Yeah. Oh, that's a great idea. Yes. If I'm on too long, yes, it's been a game changer. I'm telling you, because time will just slip away from you. Time will just slip away from you when you're scrolling, and you'll keep on doing it thinking you tell yourself you're looking for something, you're looking for inspiration, you're looking for motivation, whatever that thing is, you're looking for something. You tell yourself that, but you're just not looking for any, you're just scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. You're looking at other people's successes and you seeing what they're doing, and oh, that's so amazing. Oh, I want that. Oh, that's nice. Oh, this is this. But you could be putting that same time and effort into yourself and stop scrolling and put that time into yourself, and then you can be the one that everybody is looking at. You know what I'm saying? And so we gotta start prioritizing our time. We got to start prioritizing our time. And so in my notes I wrote, we know the difference between goals and plans, right? We know the difference. We know that we have our goals and we have our plans, and we know that it's necessary to have both, right? But we need to bring them both together so that we can achieve the things that are our goals. So we can achieve the things that are our goals. Okay. um and let me say that a lot of the times we put goals on our list, and it's a wish, right? And it's okay to put things far out into the ethers. It's okay to put things out there, right? But you got to be able to see that you can have those things. You got to be able to know that you can achieve those things. You got to know the reason why you want those things, because you, again, we want to make sure that we don't want something because we seen somebody else have it. We got to make sure that we want it because we indeed want it, because then that way we can resonate with it, and we'll always be able to, again, come back to the why, which is the exercise we're doing tonight. Come back to the why and figure out what we need to do in order to do this, right? Good morning, Sherelle. Good morning, good morning, good morning. So to successfully achieve our goals, we need a what? We need a plan. To successfully achieve our goals, we need a plan. So the goals are the desired outcomes, right? Or the desired outcome or results, right? This is the end point. This is what you want to accomplish. Our plan is how we are going to get there. What are the action steps we need to take in order to get there? And again, I tell you guys, we've been talking about this for all of December so far, right? If you are not setting a plan in motion in order for you to hit the goals, and you're going to get distracted and discouraged, and you're not going to do those things. We need to be able to create this plan and have a way to get to the goal, right? You can't just have the goal with no way of getting there. You can't set the $1 million goal with no way to make 1 million, especially if you don't see it for yourself. If you don't know how you can make 1 million, then how can you even just hit that goal? Like, you just going to randomly hit the goal? No, you got to have a plan. There has to be something behind it. Yes, you can have lofty goals, amazing, right? Have lofty goals, have things that are without outside of your reach. Have those kind of goals, but we need a plan. We need a strategy. We need, we need to get there. So how are we going to get there? So the goals and the plans have to come together. Goals and plans must come together, right? A plan is the what, and a schedule is the when, right? So we need to make sure that we have the goal, we plan it out, and we schedule out the things. Right now, at this particular moment in history and time, the moment that we are living in is an amazing time to be living. Why? Because anything that we need is right at our fingertips. To automate and to schedule anything that we need to do is right at our fingertips. You have your calendar in your phone. You have your Google Calendar that will remind you of things and let you know how much time do you need ahead of time for us to let you know that this thing is coming up. We have so many different kinds of planners and apps and things that we can use that will help us automate and schedule out our day. So what we are going to do when we do the vision board party is, the roadmap party is that we're going to actually sit out and plan it all out. So yes, you're going to create that roadmap, but you're also going to put on your planner those times and dates where you need to put the task in. Right? We're going to also put the times and the times and the dates that those things need to be done. And if we need a head start, if we need a reminder, if we need, all of those things are going to be implemented in what we are going to be doing for our goals, right? Because we are not just going to make a plan, right? We're going to make sure we schedule this thing on out. Because if you schedule it out, you'll make sure that it gets done, right? You know, you have an alert. You know that, oh, okay, this is the time frame when I need to be doing this. This is the time frame when I need to be doing that. Okay, so I said I wanted to finish this by this date. You have all of that. Do you think that you can benefit from scheduling all of your tasks for your plan in the planner or on your calendar? Does anybody think that they can benefit from that? Let me know in the chat. Do you think you can benefit from scheduling out your tasks? One's in the chat, please. One's in the chat. Do you think you can benefit from scheduling out your tasks? Because yes, we're going to have the roadmap, but I don't want you to be able to put your task on a sliding scale. What I want you to do is put your task on a schedule so that it can get done. Right? Because we're changing the way we're doing things. We're changing the way our mind wraps around a task. We're changing the way that we've been doing things, right? We're changing that around. Why? Because we want to make sure that we're hitting our goal every single time. We want to make sure that we're hitting these goals every single time. So not only are we going to plan it out, but we are going to schedule it. We are going to schedule the reminders. We are going to make sure that we automate what's necessary. If we need to automate our social media posts, if we need to automate our emails, if we need to automate anything, we're going to do that. We're going to schedule our day. We're going to make sure that our day is more that we do something more purposeful with our day, right? We all have the same 24 hours. A lot of people do a whole lot more with their 24 hours than we do, or vice versa, right? People do more with their 24 hours. What are we going to do? Right? How are we going to utilize our 24 hours so it can be something where we can see major changes in our growth? Right? And the only way we're going to do that is for us to be disciplined and to create our schedule and to figure out what we need to do and remind ourselves that we need to stay on task. Right? To remind ourselves that we need to stay on task. And this is why our scheduling is going to help us. This is why we are going to make sure that our phone is at our fingertips to schedule out anything that needs to be scheduled, not to mindlessly scroll, but to schedule out what we need to do. If you know that you have to make, thank you so much, Tammy. If you know that you have to make a certain amount a day, well, let's say you want to make a certain amount a week, right? So we're going to break that down until we get to the days and what we need to do in order to get there. And whatever we need to do to get there, we're going to write that plan out and we're going to put it in our calendar to say, okay, now I need to send out emails. Okay, send out follow-up email. Okay, send out text message. Okay, put the ad up. Okay, shoot the ad. Okay, content day. Okay, I need to make soap. Okay, I need to set up for my pop-up market. Okay, I need to order my business cards. If we put all those things down, imagine how much more efficient we can be in our business if we schedule out what we need to do. If we make time to, first of all, we got to make time to make the schedule and stop saying we're too busy to schedule out our day, because I'm guilty of that as well. I'm guilty of saying I'm too busy to get my schedule together and I'm going to remember it. Let me tell y'all something. We are not going to remember it. We are not going to remember it. We forget while we walk into a room. We forget where we put our keys. We forget our thought, and we were just thinking it, right? We forget these things. And since we do that, we can't rely on our brain in order to remember a task. If we know that we forget things, and who in here forgets things like that? Like I was talking to you guys yesterday and saying, sometimes I'm wearing my contact lenses and I still will act like my glasses is on my face and I forget that they're not on my face. Or I will go into a room and I forget what I'm going into the room for. Or I put my keys somewhere. I don't know where I put my keys. Yesterday was a prime example when I was putting up my Christmas tree. When I was decorating my Christmas tree, I was decorating my tree and I forgot where I put something that I had, like the cluster of ornaments. And I'm like, I just had it. And I'm looking all over the place as if I didn't just put the thing down. And it's right in front of me, but I'm looking everywhere else but in front of me, right? How many of us do that? How many of us do that? Put your hand up, raise your hand, let me know if it's you. Let me know if it's you. If you are sometimes you're forgetful. I'm not going to say you're very forgetful because we don't want to claim that. But sometimes you're forgetful and you forget what you're doing. You forget what you're thinking. You forget where you're going. You know what I'm saying? You forget what you have to do. How many of us do that? Put your hands up, raise your hand, because I know it ain't just me. I know it's not just me. And I'm not going to say, oh, it's the age, because I mean, the young kids are doing it too. Right. So it's not just the age, but we do that. Right. So we get forgetful. And so if we say, okay, well, why do we think that if we do these things, that if we have a task or something, like we have an important idea, sometimes we have real good ideas, right? And we're like, oh, I'm going to remember it. I won't write it down. I won't put it in my phone. I'm going to remember it. Why do we think we're going to remember it if we can't even remember where we put our keys? But we're going to remember this idea? We can't remember what our thought was, but we're going to remember an idea that we had. That is why we're not going to rely on that. We're not going to rely on our memory to keep the thoughts and the ideas and things like that. We're not going to rely on that. We are going to write these things down. This is why I want you guys to have a notebook and have your notes, and that's why I said digital. The time that we in right now, everything is at your fingertips. Get you an app that is going to help you plan, get you an app that is going to help you schedule, get you an app where go into your notes where you can put your ideas and things like that, because we're not going to just rely on our mind and our memory to remember these things that were important to us. So we are going to definitely jot them down. Right? Everybody write it down. We're going to write it down. You're going to use whatever digital app you need, whatever planner, whatever physical planner. If you need to write things out because you need to see it, you need to physically write it, then go ahead and do that. Go ahead and do that. Whatever method works for you, we are not going to rely on our memories anymore. We are going to write the thing down. Everybody write it down in the chat. Write it down in the chat. Write it down in the chat. Again, we are restructuring the way we do things. We are changing the way we are operating, right? And these are small little changes that we can do. It is not something that is, too hard for us to do. It's a change. It's different, but it's not hard. It is not hard for us to say, these are the things that need to get done in my day. This is how I need to get it done. And I need to have it done by whatever the time is. It is not difficult for you to take 5 minutes out of your day to do that. You can do it while you're sitting on the toilet. You can do it while when you wake up in the morning. You could say it into your phone if you want to. Like I said, this is the time in American history that we are able to do everything is so easily done at our fingertips. You could talk your schedule into your phone. You can put your schedule onto your computer. You could have your schedule with you. You don't necessarily have to take a big planner with you. You could take it with your phone. You know what I'm saying? And so we need to start thinking differently. We need to start wrapping our minds around how we are going to get the job done. Again, it is not a hard or difficult task. It is just a different thing to do, and we need to get used to scheduling. We need to get used to getting disciplined and doing the thing that we want, doing the things that we need to do so that we can record how we're going to get it done. Right? Write it down. 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 So we're going to change it, right? It's going to be different. Is going to be different. We're going to get into the habit of writing. We're going to get into the habit of being disciplined. We're going to get in the habit of scheduling. We're going to use our calendar that we have in our phone that we only use for birthdays and appointments. We're going to use that calendar and put the things that in the calendar that we need to do to fulfill our day. And we're going to be more disciplined with our time, right? We're going to be more disciplined with our time because we just be throwing our time all over the place as if it can be replenished. Our time cannot be replenished. That is something that we'll never be able to get back. There will never be another moment like the second past this moment or the second before this moment. There's never going to be a moment. I'm never going to be able to relive that moment. It's going to be gone, right? And it's going to be the past or the future or the present, but it's not going to be the same time ever. So we have to know, we got to stop throwing that around as if we got all the time in the world, right? We need to make sure that there's some urgency with our time. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Michelle. Hey, girl. Long time no see. I hope all is well. So we need to start doing that. How many of y'all throw your time around as if you are guaranteed to have a million more days? Put ones in the chat if that's you. One's in the chat if that's you. That you just, I will sit there and, oh, I know I need to do this. Again, I need to do this, but maybe I'll just sit here for a minute. Task doesn't get done, job doesn't get done, emails don't get sent out, things don't happen, and I'm just sitting there wasting time doing nothing. I'm not sleeping, I'm not relaxed, I'm just sitting there doing nothing, right? That time is wasted. That time could have been useful. That time could have been me doing something productive. But no, I'm sitting there wasting it. I'm sitting there doing nothing with it. So, how many of y'all do that? How many of y'all do that? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. And so again, we're going to change the way we do things. We're going to utilize our timers. We're going to utilize our phone and our planners for good. We're going to use it for good, not evil, right? We're going to use it for good, not evil. So let me know. Let me know how many of y'all with me, and then I want y'all to say, "I'm with you if you with me. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you if you with me." Put that in the chat. I'm with you. I'm with you if you're with me in the chat. Let me know. And so this is one of the things I know, again, I was talking about at the top of the show, but I know that we struggle with time management and I know that we struggle with prioritizing. And so do you guys remember when I gave out the template? Well, I didn't give out the template, but you were given the download to download the template so that you can use the Eisenhower method. How many of you guys remember that? How many of you guys remember that? I know I just told y'all to put a whole bunch of numbers and words in the chat, but how many of you guys remember the Eisenhower matrix? How many of you guys remember that? Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Okay, so the Eisenhower matrix is something that's going to help you prioritize your day, right? Is what you do, what you can schedule, what you need to delegate, and what you need to delete. Because a lot of the times we'll put a whole bunch of things on our list. And if we prioritize the day, there's a lot of things that we need to do. There's a lot of things that we can schedule that doesn't have to get done at that immediate time, but we can schedule it out and do it when it needs to be done, or it's something that we can delegate. We can have somebody else to do it, especially if we know we're not good at it. So we're not spending so many hours at doing something that we're not good at, such as doing graphics and flyers and things like that. If you can hire somebody to do those things, or your website banners, whatever, if you can hire somebody to do that, that takes that off your plate. So you could delegate them so you could still be doing what you need to do and delegate this one, and this will still get done, but it's not taking time out of your day so that you can, do what you need to do, right? And so we need to start doing that. And also the last thing, if there's things on our list that we need to delete, right? There's things that we don't necessarily need to do at all. They don't need to be done at all, but we put them on the list because it's something that we think needs to be done. But when you start to look at your list, when you start to prioritize it, you start to see it's not that important for me to do that thing. It's not important for me to get that done. And it's definitely not important for me to get it done in this day. Right. And so you can download the template. You can find it on Google, but I also put it in the I think I put it in the Honor Society, and I think I also put it in just the regular community, where you can download the template and you can, like I said, it's quadrants. You put your task in them, and you'll just put them in by the order of importance. By the order of importance. So that is one thing that is going to be able to help you to stay on track. I don't even know if there's an app or something like that on your phone that will do something like that. That would be a good idea, right? Because it'll be right at your fingertips instead of on a piece of paper. Let me see. The Eisenhower matrix. It looks like there may be an app. Oh, there is. There is an app. There's quite a few apps. This one has Tick Tick to-do list and calendar, my effectiveness habits. That looks like it's pretty decent. So, I mean, look at these apps because there's apps on your phone. So, look at your apps and see what you could use that's going to help you to prioritize your day. Again, we're going to do things differently. We're looking at our schedule a whole lot differently. We're going to make sure that anything that we say we want done is going to get done. If you want to have a successful launch, that successful launch is going to happen. If you want to make this $1,000,000, you're going to make this $1,000,000. Whatever it is that you say you want to do, we're going to do it, but we have to prioritize our time. We have to prioritize our time. Hey Tia, we have to prioritize our time, right? Um, let me see what else do I want to say. I know time management is one of the things that I do struggle All right, y'all. So hopefully you guys can hear and see me fine. Let me know in the chat if you guys can hear me and see me fine. The power went out, and so we lost internet connection. Let me know if you guys could hear me and see me. I don't know why that's there. Okay. All right. So yeah, we lost power for a second, but we are now back, right? Yes. Okay, we're back. I don't know. I think it's windy outside. It's not like rainy or anything. So I think it's just the wind blowing. So, okay, so everybody's familiar with the Eisenhower Matrix. Remember that there is an app. So, guys, check that out. If I find one that I think is really good, go ahead and get you one. Also, another thing that is going to help you, because we already said that we all struggle with time management, is doing something called the Pomodoro technique, right? And so, the Pomodoro is where you take certain amounts of times and then you take a break. So if you have 20 minutes of or 25 minutes, you can adjust the time to full 100% on focus on the task that you need to get done, that a priority that needs it, that's going to help you move closer to the goal, right? Whatever those tasks are, you're going to do those within that 20-25 minutes, and then you're going to take a 5 minute break or however many minutes you need to take, a short break, so that you can take a second, you know, you're going to be hyper focused on the task, and then you're going to take a break, and then you're not going to focus on anything, just going to relax. So then you get to the next task, the next Pomodoro, and you're going to be 100% full on laser focus and keep on doing it. I find that when I do things like that, I get so much more done in my day in just that little bit of time, as opposed to me stretching out my time and stretching out my day and not really having a plan. So I find that that technique really, really works. And I would suggest that everybody in this room, there are two things that I suggest that you do: the Eisenhower Matrix and the Pomodoro technique. I suggest that you do both of those things, because they're going to really help you to get focused on your stuff and do the things that you need to do. Now, again, if you work a 9 to 5 and your schedule is different from a full-time entrepreneur, right? So whatever time that you have in order to dedicate to your business, you're going to use that time and you're going to break up your time. So if you know that you only have 2 hours to dedicate on your business, then you break that up and you have however many minutes. If you want to do a half an hour, if you want to do 25 minutes with 5 minute breaks, however you want to do it, but at least you want to make sure that you give it 100% of your energy, your time, and your focus. Why? Because this is something that you want. This is something that you want to achieve. And since this is something that you want and something you want to achieve, you want to make sure that you are 100% focused, because you want to make sure that you get these things. And I think that these things are going to help you guys and help all of us to be very successful in what our goals are for 2024, for the new year, right? And again, this is something that we're going to get into the habit of doing now, so that when the new year comes, it is not something that we're just starting and, oh yeah, we're all going home, we're going to do all of this. Because anytime anybody is setting the resolution, when you're setting those things, you're setting those things really not thinking about, you know, when things don't start going your way, when you don't feel like it, when you're no longer disciplined, you know what I'm saying? When that wears off, when that newness wears off, what's going to keep you going? What's going to keep you moving? And so we want to set this whole structure up to allow you to have success in your life. Right? We're going to set up the successful structure so that you know, okay, I need to operate in discipline. I need to operate with a plan. I need to schedule out the things that I need to do. I need to delegate what's important. I mean, I need to delegate the things that are not important, the things that are not even not important, the things that somebody else can do, the things that are going to take more time away from me because I'm not an expert at that thing. So let somebody else do that thing. The thing that maybe you can barter some time with people. Maybe you can ask family members to help you. Maybe you know what I'm saying? If you want to make sure that you're going to be successful, you're going to have to be able to, and a lot of y'all say, well, I have a hard time asking people for help. I have a hard time. They don't have a hard time asking you. They don't have a hard time asking you for help, and you clear your schedule so that you can help them. They don't have a hard time asking you for help. So I mean, if you ask for help and they say they turn you down, you can say, okay, well, I know not to ask that particular person for help. But if you know somebody is going to be able to, you got your kids that can help you label things, organize things, help you clean. You could give them a little something. You already know that you can pay your kids up to, I think, what is 12,500 or something like that. You're able to pay them in order for you to, to have that tax write off. You can pay your kids and you can save that money and put it in, well, I don't listen to me with that because I'm not that person. But yes, look into it. Patricia's been telling you guys how to do it. If you're in the honor society, you'll be able to check out those videos because she went into depth about it and she told you guys how you can actually do that. But we're going to schedule it out. We're going to work this out. We're going to be very intentional. We're going to be very disciplined this year. This year, for next year, next year is going to look a whole lot different. How many of you guys agree that you want next 2024 to look different than 2023? Because if 2024 looks like 2023, then you have not grown. If 2024 looks like 2023, you have not moved anywhere. You have not done anything. You have not changed your mind. You have not grown if 2023 looks like 2024. So we want it to look completely different. We don't want anything to look the same from 2023. The only thing that we want to look the same from 2023 are the things that worked. The only thing that we wanted to look the same from 2023 is that we were consistent with certain, the word consistency, and take that on over to 2024. Because you are going to, if you want something to happen, you want the table to shake, you are going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to show up for yourself. You're going to have to do the things. You're no longer going to be standing on the sidelines looking at the game. You're going to be getting in the game. You are going to be doing the training. You are going to be doing the workouts. You're going to be doing everything that's necessary in order for you to hit that goal, in order for you to win the game. You are going to be doing those things, but you have to commit to yourself. You have to decide, this is what I'm going to do for myself. You got to get fired up about your own goals. You got to get fired up about what you want to accomplish. You got to get fired up about where you can move to. Right? You got to be fired up about those things, because if you're not fired up about your goals, if you're not fired up about, where your business is about to take you, then you need to reevaluate. You need to reevaluate, right? Because then you need to find out what's going to get you hyped up about your goals. Some people set up their business and they don't really have a why. They don't really know why they're doing it. You need to understand what that thing is, because that thing is going to help you to continue to keep on moving. When the light is not shining so bright, when you don't have the people applaud, clapping for you and cheering for you, you need to know that by yourself, you in the room, you clapping and you applauding for yourself. Right? You need to know that. You need to know that when I'm in the room and I'm alone, I still feel good about my business. If somebody compliments me or they don't, if somebody says that my soap is amazing or they don't, I'm still feeling great about myself. I'm not putting myself down. I'm not, talking negatively to myself. I'm speaking love into my life. I'm speaking clarity into my life, creativity into my life, that I am affirming things in my life, that I am praying, that I am doing the work that is necessary and required of me in order to achieve my goals, because again, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to achieve these goals for you. You must do it for yourself. And if you do not show up for you, then who do you expect to show up for you? Y'all doing things lackadaisically. And is that lackadaisically? I know lackadaisical, but is lackadaisically a word? I think it is. And if it's not, y'all know what I mean. So you're doing things and you're just going through life just floating. We can't just be floating through life. We need to start being intentional with our time, because before we know it, when we look up, 10 years is going to go by. And then you're going to look at your life and say, well, what did I do? And then you're going to look at your life and say, oh, but I always wanted to do these things. Oh, I always wanted to, but you've never done any of those things. You didn't do anything that will contribute to you doing, to being accomplish those things. You've done nothing going towards that. I want y'all to switch that. I want y'all to flip that for 2024. I want 2024 to look a whole lot different. I want 2024 to be about action. 2024, I think everybody's roadmap should say, be about that action. Be about that action. You can say about if you want to be proper, but be about that action. Be about that action because that's what this is about. It's about you being intentional. It's about you being disciplined. It's about you setting up a plan and a structure for yourself and you sticking to it. Imagine if you stuck to the plan. Imagine if you stuck to the discipline for a month and you start seeing results. Imagine if you do that consistently throughout the whole entire year, what your year would look like for you. All the opportunities that will open up for you if you are being consistent with yourself. Imagine that. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Everybody put consistency in the chat. Consistency in the chat. Put consistency in the chat. Can you imagine what your year would look like if you were consistent? Can you imagine? Can you imagine what your year would look like if you did things and you were fearless? Could you imagine? I used to be scared to post on social media, but now I'm not scared no more. I post on social media regularly. I'm not afraid to show my personality. People love my personality. I'm not afraid to do that anymore. I'm not questioning what I'm posting anymore. I'm not questioning if I belong here anymore because I do belong here. If God gave you the talent, of course you belong here. If God gave you the feeling, the vision, you belong there. And no matter what anybody say or do, that is where you belong, right? And so you got to make sure that you know that you belong. You got to make sure that you know that you are worthy. You got to see it for yourself. Nobody else can see it for you. You can't be waiting around waiting for somebody else to say, okay, well, yeah, you got it. You don't wait for that. You got it. You got it now. There's one thing that I used to be like I used to question, and that's the right word. I used to question, am I doing the right thing? Am I where I'm supposed to be? Am I living my purpose? Is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Right? I questioned it all the time. And by me questioning it only pushes me back. Pushes me back. Yeah, I'm questioning it, but I'm sitting here waiting for somebody else to validate me to say, yeah, you're doing the right thing. But why am I waiting for somebody else to validate me? I don't need anybody else to validate me because if I'm not supposed to be doing this, then God is going to steer me in a different direction, right? So then I don't need to question what my purpose is. I just need to start living in my purpose. I just need to start living in my truth. I just need to start showing up and doing what I do, right? Some days I'm going to be prepared. Some days I'm not going to be prepared. Some days I'm going to, it's going to be a whole lot of different things, right? Some days I'm going to feel like, oh, I'm ready. And some days I'm going to question it, right? But either way, I'm still going to show up because this is where I'm led. This is where I'm my focus is, right? So since this is what's happening for me, I'm not going to question it anymore, and I'm not going to ask for validation from anybody because I don't need a regular person to validate me and say that I'm doing a good job or I'm doing the right thing, right? I don't need that because if God already said that you are qualified, then what else do you need, right? If God said you're qualified and God put the talent in you and He put the vision in you, why do you need a person, a regular person, to validate what God already said is to be true for you? You don't. You don't. And we need to stop living like we need validity from somebody because we do not. We may need to do some tweaks. We may need to do some adjustments. We may need to refine some things. Because I know, honey, I know I'm rough around the edges. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm rough around the edges. I know that I may not be showing up the way most hosts and coaches and things like that, the way they show up. I know most times I don't show up like them, right? But I do know who I am and I do know what I'm doing and I do know who I'm doing it for. So therefore, I don't have to be just like them because God didn't make me just like them. God didn't make me a copy. God made me, and I am the only unique person like me. I am wonderfully and uniquely made, right? Ain't nobody else made like me. There is nobody else like me. There is nobody else like you. And we need to get that in our mind because we're looking to be like somebody else. We're looking to see what somebody else is doing to make sure that, oh, we're on the right track. Oh, that validates us. No, It doesn't. It does not. You are an individual, and you're the only one like you on this earth. Like Dr. Seuss said, there's nobody more youer than you, right? You have to start seeing that for yourself. And 2024 is going to look a whole lot different. 2024 is going to be a whole lot different. You don't need to validate. You don't need anybody else to validate you. You don't need to be living in fear. You don't need to be questioning your abilities. You don't need to be questioning if you're living in your purpose. If you feel like you're living in your purpose and if you had the vision, you have what you need to see it through. Y'all with me? Y'all with me? Did anything I say today resonate with you? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Hey, Yazzie Faye. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I'm ready for 2024. I claim it. Come on. Come on. It's going to look a whole lot different. A whole lot different. Yes, we are still on tonight for 6 p.m. How many of you guys are with me? How many of you guys did anything that I say resonate with you today? Anything. Anything. You don't have to take away everything that I said today. Everything may not hit you all at once today. But is there something that I said today that resonated with you, that is something that you can say, you know what? I got this. I got this. I could do this. I could do this. If you came in here today questioning if you should start this business, if you should continue your business, if you came in here today this should have been your confirmation that you need to keep on pushing through. You need to be pushing through. Good morning, Donna. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Got my confirmation, okay? Today, this needed to be the day that you got what you needed. This needed to be the day when you said, I'm no longer playing small. I am no longer playing small. Marianne Williamson's poem is one of my favorites. We're not going to shrink. We're not going to play small. We're going to live in this light and we are going to shine and we're going to do what we have to do in order for others to, to do what we need to do. And if others don't appreciate it, that's their business. If others are intimidated by it, that's their business. We got this. 2024 is going to look a whole lot different. There's going to be a whole lot more confidence popping. There's going to be a whole lot more leaping out on faith popping. There's going to be a whole lot more of that popping this for 2024. I don't want to say for this year because I keep saying for this year, but I mean for 2024. But I mean for 2024, it's going to be a whole lot more popping. A whole lot more popping. Let me know if you're excited for 2024. Matter of fact, put 2024 in the chat. 2024 in the chat before we wrap it up tonight. Tonight we're meeting on Zoom, free for everybody. Join the community. If you're not part of the community, go to Bubble Babes, BABEZ University.com. Click community. If you do not have your account, sign up for an account. It is free to join. You'll be able to see the Zoom link and there's other information there. I also added a new video for valuable information. Go and check that out. It's actually Simon Sinek doing his TED Talk. So go check that video out. It's in the general area. If you would like to join the Honor Society is an all-access subscription-based membership where you have access to previous lives, downloads, classes, accountability group, which we call the Get Your Together group, the book club, and tools, resources, downloads, templates, all of that is in the Honor Society if you would like to join the subscription. With that being said, don't forget to register for tonight's class. If you do not register, you cannot get in. You have to register for the class. So make sure that you register. 6 p.m. is going to be the time that we are meeting. 2024 in the chat. I'm a part, but don't remember my login. D, send me a message on Instagram. Send me a message on Instagram and I'll tell you what email you signed in with. All right. So with that being said, y'all, if you watch this far and you are not yet subscribed to my channel, I'm going to need y'all to subscribe. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Coffee with Nikki, your daily cup of information and inspiration. Make sure you turn on your notifications bell so you can be notified when we are going live, which is Monday mornings, which is weekday mornings, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on my road to 100K, so I'm gonna need y'all to share this video out, share any video out, anything that resonates with you, anything that you think any of your friends, family members, whomever can use, share it with them. children. Share it with them and tell them to subscribe too. Join the club, join the club, join the tribe, join the tribe, join the tribe. With that being said, y'all, I hope you are fired up and excited for 2024. Tomorrow, I don't know if we're going to continue with the the goals and plans or if we're going to do game day. But we'll probably do game day. I'm going to see what everybody's work schedule is like before I do game day, because if I do game day and everybody can't talk back to me, then I'll be doing games by myself. But we're going to see. So game day is going to be scheduled for tomorrow, but we'll play it by ear. We'll play it by ear. How much did I miss? You missed all of it, girl. You missed all of it. So, everybody, you have an amazing day. I will talk to you guys through your stories. Matter of fact, I'll see most of you guys tonight. We are going to uncover the why. And that is it, y'all. Y'all have an amazing, amazing day. I will talk to y'all soon. Bye, y'all.